If you're having trouble losing weight or you just want to lose weight faster, then you have come to the right place. The sad truth is that conventional ideas like eat less and run more do not work long term. Counting calories, exercising for hours every day, and trying to ignore your hunger, that is needless suffering and it wastes your time and precious willpower. It's weight loss for masochists. Eventually, almost everyone ends up giving up. That's why we have an obesity epidemic. Well, one of the reasons. Fortunately, there is a better way. Get ready for effortless weight loss. I'm Nick Garcia, health-focused nutrition coach, and I created Upgraded Health to take everyday diets and healthify them. My programs have sold over 20,000 copies, and I've helped people, mostly women, get out of the dieting disasters. The bottom line, your weight is hormonal regulated. All that's necessary is to reduce your fat-storing hormones, insulin, boosting your fat-burning hormone like growth hormone, and you'll effortlessly lose excess weight. I have a practical step-by-step guide to do exactly that and shed the pounds before you hit the beach this summer. Step number 1 to lose weight fast. Go low carb, medium fat, and high protein. If you want to lose weight, you should start by avoiding sugar, most grains, and starch, like breads, pasta, potatoes, that type of stuff. This is an old idea. For 150 years or more, there have been an infinite number of weight loss diets based on eating fewer carbs. What's new is that dozens of modern scientific studies have proven that, yes, low carb is the most effective way to lose weight. Just don't go low carb for too long or you'll end up struggling with metabolic damage. Obviously, it's still possible to lose weight on any diet, just eat fewer calories than you burn, right? The problem with this simplistic advice is that it ignores the big elephant in the room, hunger. Most people don't like to just eat less or eat in moderation or say I'm just restricting calories. That's a not so delicious recipe for failure. Sooner or later, a normal person will give up and eat, which is why we have terms like yo-yo dieting or metabolic damage or slow metabolism or starvation mode. The main advantage of the low carb diet is that it causes you to want to eat less. Even without counting calories, most overweight people eat far fewer calories on low carb. It's just simple. Sugar and starch may increase your hunger while avoiding them may decrease your appetite to an adequate level. If your body wants to have an appropriate number of calories, you don't need to bother counting them. Thus, calories count, but you don't need to count them. A recent study also showed that people on a low carb diet burn 300 more calories a day while resting. According to one of the Harvard professors behind the study, this advantage would equal the number of calories typically burned in an hour of moderate, intense physical activity. Imagine that, an entire bonus hour of exercise every single day without actually exercising. That's almost like exercise in pill form without the pills, of course. So to summarize, step number 1, a low carb diet reduces your hunger and makes it easier to eat less. And it might even increase your fat burning at rest. Study after study show that low carb is the smartest and fastest way to lose weight, and it also improves important health markers. Step number 2, to lose weight fast, less moderation and more quality. Before you think healthy food is more expensive, inflation right now is proving that that's not always the case. Forget about everything in moderation, the diet motto of clueless dietitians and medical experts. It's terrible advice, and Americans who eat a more diverse diet actually gain more weight. In my 15 plus years as a fat loss and holistic nutritionist, not once have I suggested to eat or drink in moderation. You're either all in or all out. I'm not saying to be obsessive, restricted, or deprive yourself. I'm just saying to forget the word moderation. I want you to understand the consequences of your actions, your moderation, if you will. Don't eat everything in moderation. Eat as much healthy food as you can whenever you're hungry. Eat as little unhealthy fake food as you can, if possible, none at all. That means eat when you are hungry. Don't go hungry. The most common mistake when starting a metabolism-focused diet is reducing carb intake while still being afraid of fat. Carbs and fat are the body's 2 main energy sources, and it needs to be at least one of them. Low carb and low fat equals starvation. Starvation equals slowed metabolism. Slowed metabolism, you guessed it, equals stubborn fat that's really hard to get rid of. Avoiding both carbs and fat results in hunger, cravings, weight gain, and fatigue. Sooner or later, people can't stand it, and yes, they give up. The solution is to eat more natural fat until you're satisfied. For example, grass-fed butter, cream, and cheese, all full fat. Coconut products, coconut oil, milk, and cream. Grass-fed organic animal products, wild fish and shellfish, and of course, eggs. Always eat enough so that you feel satisfied, especially in the beginning of the weight loss process. Doing this on a low carb, metabolism focused diet means that the fat you eat will be burned as fuel by your body, as your levels of the fat storing hormone insulin will be lowered. You'll become a fat burning machine. You'll lose excess weight without the hunger. Do you still fear fat, especially saturated fat? Well, please don't. Your fats should mostly consist of saturated and monounsaturated fats and as few polyunsaturated fats or PUFA as possible. PUFA contribute to insulin resistance, hypothyroidism, and decreased growth hormone. Eating when hungry also implies something else. If you're not hungry, you probably don't need to eat yet. When on a metabolism-focused diet, carb-controlled diet, you can trust your feelings of hunger and fullness again. Feel free to eat as many times a day with what works best for you. Step number 3 to lose weight fast, use carb cycling. Even though you should eat less carbs, you still need carbs to maintain a fat-burning metabolism long term. It's very likely you're dealing with insulin resistance if you're overweight. I'm almost 99% sure you have insulin resistance, and I know with 100% certainty the only way to overcome this is to do a carb detox, then switch to a carb cycling approach. Another fact with anyone overweight is they probably aren't eating nearly enough high-quality protein. You are probably protein deficient without even knowing it. You might even be confused as to which fats to avoid and which ones to eat. You might think nuts, flax oil, and olive oil are the best oils. Well, you're in for a giant wake-up call because if you don't manage your carbs, increase your protein, and switch up your fats, weight loss is going to continue to be difficult for you. Don't worry, I'm going to make things easy for you, making your weight loss seem almost effortless. In a nutshell, carb cycling is eating high-energy carbs one day and eating very low glycemic carbs on the other days. You can get fancy and plan your high-carb days around your workout schedule, which is ideal, but you don't need to get fancy to see results. I use carb cycling in a lot of my programs combined with macro balancing to get fast results, like my program, the 3-week metabolism diet, that I think over 12,000 people have used, and they love the recipes and love how it makes them feel. Step number 4 to lose weight fast, do metabolic workouts. Most people that want to lose weight fast immediately hit the gym, specifically the cardio machines. The effective exercise is pretty overrated when it comes to weight loss. It helps, but it's not at the top of the list. There are other things you definitely need to take care of first. It's not a good idea to eat bad food, drink sugar water, or be on medications which force you to exercise for hours daily just to compensate. That's like trying to build a house before pouring the foundation. Build your foundation with food and the steps I'm outlining in this video. Exercise cannot compensate for bad eating, stress, lack of sleep, and other issues. Those definitely need to be addressed first. The good news, if on the other hand you've already taken care of steps 1 through 3, you should have a rested and recharged body which is already happily burning fat. In this case, increased activity will accelerate your weight loss and act as a nice bonus. You'll be burning even more fat from the very first step. For example, you could take long walks or golf, dance, or play any sport you're happy and comfortable with. Metabolic exercise also burns the body's glycogen stores, which are essentially stored carbohydrates that you need to get rid of or they're going to end up as stored fat. This means that after a workout, you can eat a little more carbs than you otherwise would permit yourself without any negative effects on insulin and fat storage. Also, don't forget that the non-weight related health effects of exercise are quite impressive. For even more positive effects on body composition, aim for exercise forms which elicit a positive hormonal response like metabolic workouts, otherwise known as HIIT. This means lifting heavy things like strength training or interval training, 20 to 25 minute metabolic type workouts. Such types of exercise increase level of sex hormone testosterone, primarily in men, as well as growth hormone, which is great for men and women. Not only do greater levels of these hormones increase your lean muscle mass, but they also decrease your visceral fat or belly fat in the long term. All you need to do is 2 hours of exercise per week, not per day. That's 1% of your entire week devoted to your body in a metabolic way. Do you have that time? Of course you do. And the final step to lose weight fast is to measure your progress. Measuring body weight is the most common way people assess changes in their body, especially when they're hoping to see changes resulting from the right type of eating and exercise. Unfortunately, body weight measurements can be misleading. Let's compare 2 people. One person loses 20 pounds of fat and gains 20 pounds of lean mass from a new training and nutrition program. Their body weight doesn't change, but their body composition shifts dramatically and they look significantly different, in other words, better. A second person loses 20 pounds, but all that weight loss is lean mass. They lost weight, but they probably look worse and are metabolically not as healthy. As you can see, scale weight doesn't tell you much about your body composition. Don't use body weight alone to help you with your decisions about exercise and nutrition and the results of what the program you're using is getting. But scale weight isn't totally useless. You simply have to interpret it correctly in combination with body composition. When you're starting your weight loss journey, start tracking everything. Scale weight, tape measurement, how your clothes fit, before pictures, and then just gauge your overall energy levels, your moods, how you're feeling. Everything you're improving is progress. Focus on progress, not perfection. And you definitely want to be persistent. It usually takes years or decades to gain a lot of weight. Trying to lose it as quickly as possible by starving yourself rarely works well long term. That's just a recipe for yo-yo dieting. And to succeed, you need something that works long term. It's common to lose 2 to 6 pounds within the first week on a strict metabolism focused carb controlled diet. And then on average about 1 pound per week as you have, depending on how much weight you have to lose. And this translates to potentially 50 pounds for the year if you have a lot of weight to lose. That's pretty awesome, huh? Every 5 pounds of fat loss results in roughly 1 inch lost around your waist. Males sometimes lose weight faster than this, perhaps twice as fast. Postmenopausal women may lose weight at a slightly slower pace. People on a very strict low-carb diet may lose weight quicker, as well as those who exercise a lot, which is a bonus. If you have an enormous amount of excess weight to lose, you could definitely lose weight very fast. But remember, the people that go on very strict low-carb for long periods of time, eventually they're either going to give up, and when they do, that weight's going to come back with a vengeance. I've seen great results with people 35 to 60 with my 3-week metabolism diet since it's hormone focused. As you get closer to your ideal weight, the loss will definitely slow down until you stabilize your weight, and you'll find that you'll find the weight that you just feel good at, and then you can just kind of go on a maintenance type of carb cycling plan, incorporate some intermittent fasting in there. But as long as you're on a metabolism and hormone focused diet, I promise you will see amazing results, and it's enjoyable and sustainable. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you learned a little something, and I would appreciate if you hit that like button.